CTV family. Catch us live on your TV screens.
Of course, guys, you're still tuned into the baddest you show icon up in the Southern Hemisphere. It's Ekse Live. Thank you guys so much for choosing us to be your number one source of entertainment from the hour until 4 and 5. Namhlanje, it's hashtag Talk Thursday, and we're talking about everything that has to do with substance abuse and substance consumption. I think for me, abantu bayasela, it's a known fact. People drink alcohol, but the problem then becomes when you abuse the alcohol, and that's what I want us to get into. But when do you know about, okay, now I'm abusing alcohol, you understand? Because research upper shows that 56% of population in South Africa engages in alcohol. So that's half.
A lot.
That's half of abantu bakhoya South Africa. And the problem now becomes, when you abuse these substances, you don't only become a danger to yourself, but the people that you're living around, you understand? Because family relationships get broken, you lose your jobs. Now, I remember the clip that I was playing earlier on. To I tavern 12 p.m. So when do you sleep? When do you wake up for work? What are your takes on that? And people using alcohol, abuse rather, abusing alcohol.
What was the question again?
Substance abuse, right? People, consumption of alcohol, it's okay. But when do you then say, man, okay, now I'm doing too much?
Okay. So for me, I don't think other people realize that they are doing too much up until they lose their stuff. Like, for instance, maybe let's say there's this guy or maybe a lady who has cars, who has a house, and when all that is like disappears, then this person would be able to see, okay, now I'm abusing alcohol. And the only, like, people who are using alcohol, it's not easier for them to see that they are addicted to alcohol. It's the other people who would be able to see that this person is using, is abusing alcohol. So it's not like easy for them, like since they are doing it. So they might not know that they are abusing alcohol up until someone which is someone that is far, maybe someone that sees them, that they are using, like maybe a family member or anyone. Up until they lose stuff, like losing their jobs, losing their belonging. That's when they see that they are addicted to alcohol.
Lucky for you, you're part of Ikamva Youth. If it wasn't for Ikamva, where do you think you would be, especially when it comes to eating substance abuse? How has Ikamva helped you?
The Ikamva Youth helped me that, like, like I must not do like drugs and whatever. So it helps me. Okay, now I must focus on my school studies. I must focus on my school studies and all the stuff so that I can know where my future leads me.
Yeah, that's the programs in Ikamva that no, this is wrong, especially when it comes to substance abuses.
So we do have organizations that are coming in to assist us with workshops like life skills and also career guidance. So that's where we have talks with the younger grades, like from grade 9 to grade 12, on we get them to see like the bigger picture in them, like being part of this program, because there are learners that are not part of the program. And since being in the black community, we see a lot of stuff that are like the teenagers are doing, which is them being part. I feel like if they were part of this program, they'll get more exposure in seeing the bigger picture outside the ikasi. Because like young stars, they only see izinto ezenziwayo, and I feel like we need motivation. We need motivational speakers for those young kids, especially the ones that are not in our program. Because our Babakwe program, it's easier for them. Like, they benefit a lot in terms of the life skills I was talking about. We also get people that are outside, like to do like workshops for them, to see there's much stuff that they could do, like the career path they want to follow. So Ikamva Youth, it does help them a lot, because me being in a black community, I'm not if I'm not part of of a program, whether it's Ikamva or any other program, so I will not be able to to explore what is outside the community that I'm living in. Yeah.
Yeah, but I want us to get more into that conversation, but for now, I want us to look a quick video of how teen abuse substance and how substances have an effect of teenagers rather.
It may seem common for young people to experiment with different substances, like vaping, weed, tobacco, Molly, and alcohol. Some may even consider hard drugs such as cocaine, meth, or opioids like heroin. Regardless of the substance, if it's not prescribed by a doctor and taken as prescribed, experimenting with substances can have negative effects. Meet Jeremiah. Jeremiah hangs out with his friends on the weekends. They drink alcohol and occasionally smoke marijuana to relax and get away from the stresses of life and school. One time at a party, Jeremiah smoked something a girl handed to him, not knowing what it was. Later, he found out that it was K2, a synthetic type of weed. His friends told him that he was hilarious and started acting crazy, and that they couldn't wait to party with him again. Jeremiah was concerned because he has no memory of what happened. He wants to be with his friends and have a good time, but he hated not remembering and doesn't want to take another substance like that again. He also feels new pressure to be the life of the party and act a certain way. What happened to Jeremiah is all too common. You start out taking one substance and end up taking something else. A danger in using any substance that isn't prescribed to you is not knowing exactly what it is you're taking and how it will impact you. Unfortunately, young people are being exposed to substances that can have dangerous physical and mental health consequences. As a good rule of thumb, if a drug isn't prescribed to you, you shouldn't take it. Pretty quickly, what feels like casual or experimental substance use can turn into a substance use problem, which has long-lasting and negative consequences. Before you decide to use a substance, know the risks and potential consequences, or reach out to a counselor to talk about it.
Thank you to our friends from Oasis for compiling that report for us. There are more tweets and Facebook messages. Remember the question that we asked on social media? We asked you, wrote it? No? Yes? We asked you, how old were you when you started drinking? How was the experience? And why did you do it? We also asked, do you not drink? And what are the number one reasons why you do not drink? So make sure that you hop onto Facebook as well as Instagram as well as on Twitter. We are Ekse Live all across. So a message from Usino Cat. The freedom of choice that we have, it seems as if we misuse it. We misuse it very much. Everyone has a choice to live their life, but the freedom that we have, we must not allow it to destroy our only lives. We are free, but the freedom is not free. It is bound with terms and conditions. Don't allow freedom to break your terms and conditions. I'm sorry to say this to you, but it's true. We have only one life. Yes, one short life. Respect your life.
Definitely, and before the clip, Sis was saying how Ikamva plays a role in grooming the young people. Jamie, I want to come to you. Stephanie, I want to come to you. What would you like to see more in society? Because the legal age for drinking for teenagers and people just generally is 18, but you still find young people drinking that are under the age. So whose responsibility do you think it is to groom young people to say, does it start in the household? Does it start with tavern owners and not selling alcohol to students? What do you think it is?
I think it's a collective. In my personal opinion, I think it's a collective. There's a quote that says it takes a village to raise a child. So if everybody pulls together, you find a better outcome for whatever the situation may be. And for me personally, I think if people find something to de-stress or activities or things to keep you busy with, your mind, it dwindles less. So you find yourself busy with something and you don't have idle time. So you don't have time to start drinking, to start smoking, to go out and so forth and so on. But I think at the end of the day, it's a collective. If a tavern owner sees someone come in that's 16, why are you selling alcohol to that person when the legal limit says 18? But nowadays, children are smart. They get someone that's older to buy for them. But then whose responsibility is it to say, I'm not going to buy for you? So at the end of the day, I think it's a collective. it boils down to everybody playing a part, and it also boils down to that person as an individual. Like, I can't tell somebody how to live their life. It comes down to them, but at the same time, you need to have a system that says to you, no or yes. So it's a collective, it's family, it's community, it's friends, it's everybody. It's a whole unit to help stop substance abuse.
Can you say?
Oh yeah, for me, I'm a volunteer at Ikamva Youth, and Ikamva Youth has played a big role in my life because it has helped me to be busy, as it was said that you must keep busy. So before COVID-19, before the pandemic, I even went there on a Saturday because on a Saturday people are drinking. So I used Ikamva Youth as an escape. So yeah, and it was said that it all boils down to you. You have to decide.
Yeah. it's a
You have
personal
to
decision.
decide, yes.
Definitely,
And,
man.
sorry.
Definitely,
Okay.
yeah. And I think just to add on to what you're saying, I think it's also very important to seek help. If you see, Bana, you know what, I'm struggling with, I have an addiction of alcohol and I'm abusing the substance, seek help. Talk to your peers, talk to your family, talk to people in the community that might help. But the conversation continues after the break. We'll see you guys right after this. Stay tuned.
CTV family.